Hey, good morning, everybody. It's your buddy Eddie Buffalo. I'll tell you about this guy in a second. Welcome to Friday, day after Christmas, which is December 26th. For all our Canadian friends, happy Boxing Day. The other day I was saying to my buddy McMurray from Toronto, because there's not too many people that you can say that to in Texas that are from Canada. I could be wrong, but that's what I say. And today's brand new show is broadcasting, Michael.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, hang on. I got to fix this, bro. I want to make sure our microphone's working first. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. So we're back. Yeah, Handful Sports Bra. They're comfortable for ladies. They're stylish. They have a lot of extra discounts at the end of this year. And if you use the promo code Buffalo, you are actually going to get an additional 30% off. You'd buy that for the wife, wouldn't you, Mike?
Of course. Of course. They need to support everything that they can get.
So, and, I kind of threw them into like trial by fire, because I always make Donnie do the copy for Handful when we have them on, because they've been a really popular with the ladies and with our listeners. So once again, check out our buddies at Handful Sports Bra. Put in the promo code Buffalo for 30% off. And welcome to a brand new show. We're trying it out. And the name of the show is EBI Media presents Meet Our Newest Agent, episode number 1. You're on the inaugural show there, Michael. What do you think about that?
It's crazy. Nothing like throwing me in the first round and unexpected.
So, Mike, it's been a little bit of a crazy ride since you met me last Saturday. Was it last Saturday?
Yeah.
Yes. So I actually talked about you on the our Christmas Eve special a couple days ago, that I was working out the gym, aggravating people all around me as normal. And what did you say to me, Mike?
Well, you're popular. Just, in the sense that this guy is just in the social butterfly that he is, and just, talking to this person, that person.
Social butterfly. I don't know about that, Mike.
Well, it's like a buffalo that gives wings, Not sure if you're promoting Red Bull, but that's something else.
That's not good for you, Michael. That's not good for you. Actually, I would rather sponsor Elmer's glue sticks. They work great for kids, and they're delicious. There we go. I can try to make Mike feel a little better. Before I got to do a little whatever I do. All the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Mike Scovill. How am I saying your name? Scovill. Is purely for entertainment purposes. So, like I was telling Mike, it's funny because he came up to me and he introduced himself and he tried to give me one of your cards. I'm not going to say who you worked for. And I'm like, oh, I used to work for these guys. You should really check it out. I was number 12 in 2020. And one of the first things I did when Mike came over today, I said, go into my bedroom, look on the left of the TV. And what did you see there, Mike?
Trophy with the new on it. So just, to prove his point. Again.
That's the only one I've ever kept. Everything else I've thrown out because I've gotten some weird stuff. So tell me a little bit about yourself. You're originally from Buffalo, New York?
No, actually, I'm actually from here, from Dallas. I was born in Dallas, grew up in Houston. I traveled, spent some time in California. I visited New York a few times already this year. Could say I've gone to Mexico, Colorado, and back here to Texas to see the family. So right now, this is a good time of year to spend it with my mom, my sisters, and get a chance to make up for the time when I'm out in another state.
So let me ask you this: what part of the Metroplex were you born in?
Dallas.
I know, but what part of Dallas? What neighborhood?
So by Mesquite.
By Mesquite? Gotcha. And I was not born here in Greenville, and a lot of my friends want to wonder why I'm in Greenville. And I love Greenville. I really do. Met a lot of nice people, and I had to tease Mike last night because he's not going to be onboarding with us until Monday. And I talked to a gentleman. I'm not going to go into details, but the deal that I was working on was worth $5 million for an annuity. And I think it kind of got your attention yesterday.
Not to miss your phone call, but I was currently in a meeting with onboarding team. So it was like, hey, I'll call you back. But knowing that is a $5 million deal and I'm taking a little cut off of it, it definitely would have been like, yeah, don't miss the phone call. But hey, if it's important, he's going to call me. Right?
So what Mike is actually talking about, some of the people in the industry think I'm kind of crazy for what I'm doing. But when you're starting in the job, it's hard to get started. 100%. You know, you can only talk to so many friends and family. You know, I have access to a ton of leads for you that I've purchased over the last year, and you should be off and running. But the other big part is that when you're starting, it's very hard because most of us are 1099 employees, and basically what that means, if we're not actually providing services to people and making a commission on it, we're not eating. We're not making any money, you know. And especially, tell me a little bit about your family. You're married?
Married. I have 2 kids with my second wife. First one I have one with my high school wife, where I have now an 18-year-old. So
that's really exciting. I'm sure it is. Boy or girl?
It's a girl.
Does she know everything?
She does.
Everybody does at 18 years old.
So the other two, it's a 2 and a 4-year-old, and oh my gosh, one's an identical twin, pretty much of me whenever I was a kid. And the other one, I'm blessed. He has beautiful blue eyes. Reminds me of my dad. And
nice.
I used to actually have blue eyes, believe it or not, until I was 3 months old, and it changed.
Well, I see like a little red in you too. Actually, were you a redhead when you were younger?
I'm not sure if there's some Irish in my background.
Oh, maybe.
So there's definitely some DNA testings that I have to look into.
Well, that's the thing. And, you know, one thing I do like about living in the Dallas Metroplex, you're looking at 14 million people. Okay. And to me, Texas is the new American melting pot because it's hard to find somebody that's from here. Like a lot of people from California, like you were saying earlier, a lot of people from all over, actually. I've noticed a lot of people from Minnesota, which surprised me a lot. And a lot of people, like I said, a ton of people from California, because people in California can actually sell their home, buy a house here, and still have money left over. I don't know how long that's going to last, Mike, but we'll see. And where are you residing now?
At the moment in Bakersfield.
California.
Bakersfield,
yeah.
California.
What's interesting is that we have agents all over the country. So if maybe me and Mike do not have that license, we will actually reach out to the person in our organization that does, and we'll take it from there. One thing I always like to ask people, and I know you're like me, you're spiritual, you're big on faith. What does your faith mean to you and your family?
Well, it's really the foundation. Honestly, I wouldn't be in this type of industry if I didn't believe in God and how important it is to plan. People don't always realize it and think how important it is. But when you go through life and you see a lot of changes, people that are a little bit heartbroken because of the loss, they don't have to be financially heartbroken either. It doesn't make any more sense to just take that faith with God, know that he's going to keep opening those doors for you no matter what happens in life. But also he gives you these opportunities to bless and leave it a heritage to your family inheritance. Like, it doesn't make any sense why someone wouldn't be protected and feel that sometimes, hey, maybe the work is giving them that opportunity, but they don't realize, hey, are you always going to work there? What if you get sick, hurt?
Nobody ever wants to think about that, you know?
I try to think about these tough questions that what would you do when that paycheck stops coming and when you no longer have those specific benefits from work and you didn't take the time to plan for it before whenever you were young and healthy. And that's the kind of uncertainty that I see too many GoFundMe accounts that doesn't make any sense.
We've
and
talked about that so many
it's
times.
it could be very inexpensive. We could work with any type of budget, but literally, if this is a wealth strategy tool, you could build your legacy, generational wealth, and keep that money growing and just protection. Hey, it could be a funnel for your retirement, something that you could go back and use. You come across a great opportunity, you could borrow from that money, that cash value. But hey, if anything, term could be so cheap, get it while you can. And most importantly, like talk to somebody, talk to an expert, maybe ask those important questions that, hey, are you looking after your family the best way that God's intending it for you to do? But again, I do have a religious background. I feel that the most important part is to connect with God, talk to Him, pray, and make sure you're looking after your family no matter what.
Yeah, I always say I don't care if, you know, whoever you believe in as God or whatever religion you are, as long as you believe in something, because you need that basis. You know, I feel that way anyways. I was born Catholic, and now that I'm in Texas, I'm a Christian. I've been going to a church by the name of Grace Life Church, and I love it because I've never felt such a sense of community that Pastor Stan, which I always tease him that he must be Polish because his name is Stan. So I call him Pastor Sashu, which I don't think he likes, but tough. So let me ask you this, okay? Does your mom have the best tamales on the face of the planet?
She does. You'll get to try them soon.
Because I was teasing him when he came in because like back in Buffalo, New York, I was, you got to go to this one for the best, the wing sauce and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's got the best, you know? And in fact, my son is the chef at one of two places that people always talk about in Buffalo, New York, the presentation they do. And they crank out some wings, you know, and they are expanding actually. So when that comes up, I'll give them a cheap plug for that. Now, another thing that I wanted to ask you is, what are you doing here? Why did you decide to go into insurance?
So I've lost some family members like my dad, my brother, some uncles, and seeing how important it was to have a plan in place.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes.
I losing a lot of the male figures in my family, and I'm like, that's not going to be me. I'm gonna leave a legacy. I'm gonna make sure that I'm protected. So you see accidents all the time. The sirens don't stop every day, and one day that could be your family. And unfortunately, it's not that my family didn't think about it. Like, it's just they didn't put it into action. That's the most important part. So that's where decided this year, I'm going to go ahead and help families no matter what. Whatever I could do, I'm passionate about it. I've gone through so much. It doesn't make sense for families not to have that security in place.
Right. And Donnie Law, you'll get to meet. His big thing is that we don't sell insurance. We provide insurance and annuities for what our customers need. You know what I mean? And the big thing is Mike is a very personable guy. He's really easy to talk to. And that's half the battle in this business, you know, because he's going old school. He's stuffing mailboxes on Saturday. I don't know if he worked on Sunday, but I'll be surprised if you say you haven't, you know, because it's funny. When I started in the business, Mike, it was really weird because I would work all week long and I would show up. Back then, the company I worked for, only in New York, you could not use a computer to take the application. It was all on paper. And this was thick paper that was like hard copy. The back end of my car was riding low all the time because I had so much paper products in there. And Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know until you know. Now I guess that company actually does use. Yeah, I'm real good. I'm real smart. Yeah, he does use that all the time. You know what I mean? But what I've learned, and you are gonna learn too, is that we all have stories, and unfortunately, they're bad stories sometimes, and a lot of times they are so true. Oh my God, they're so true. I don't mind tall tales, but you're going to come across something that's going to be, boom. That's when this went from a job to a career. I mean, you've been so new in the industry. Have you ever delivered a death settlement check?
Not yet.
Well, that changed my life. And if you're a long listener of the show, this is something I've talked about. But with this being our first show for our new agents, I think it's important to redo this. So when I decided to go in the insurance business, I came from the other financial, and I used to own collection agencies. I used to buy debt, and then it was time to do something else. I never got sued. 5 fingers to God, I swear. So it was time to get out before, the industry was really changing back then. So when I interviewed for the job, guy hated my guts. He would never hire you because you got a beard. So I had an earring, I had a goatee. He's like, yeah, you got to get rid of all that. You can't have that. And so after you get a little bit of success, they send you to like an agent school in where that company is located. And they put us all together in groups. And I came in second. I lost out to a guy that had red hair, full beard like you, 2 earrings, and a neck tattoo. So when I got back to Buffalo, I said, Tom, you're full of shit. You just don't want me to do that kind of stuff. But going back to death benefits, the way that I learned, I'm like, you guys have any policies that people are slow on their bill, they're not paying them, and you're gonna lose them anyways. Why don't you let me learn on them? And we did. And nice lady from Lackawanna, New York. I called asking for. Oh, hang on 1 second. Hello, caller. Is this Allie Buffalo?
It is.
Allie Buffalo, I want you to say hi to our newest agent, Mike Scovill. Scovill. I'm destroying his name. I should write it
Hi,
down.
Allie. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, this
Nice
is
to meet you too.
the one and only Allie Buffalo. How did pierogi making go without me, Al?
It was an experience.
Did you make the non-gluten ones again or regular ones?
Yeah, gluten free.
Gotcha. That's so hard, the texture of it, So,
Yeah.
can I call you after the show?
Sure.
All right, honey. Love you. Be careful wherever you're going.
Love you too. I'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Because in the Polish heritage, Christmas Eve, we have it's fish, it's pierogi, 3 different kinds: potato pierogi, sauerkraut pierogi, and some type of cheese. Traditional, like a farmer's cheese, but I hate farmer's cheese. Passion. It's awful. So let me make sure we're still on because we're kind of frozen there. Yep, we're still on. Okay. And it'll take a second for it to catch up. So what I did is I called this lady, Mike, and I'm like, hello, this is Eddie Bednar is calling from where I was working from. Is so-and-so home? And she's like, oh, no, he's not home. I go, and who am I talking to? And, oh, I'm his wife. I go, is something I can help you with? I go, yeah. It's really crazy. I saw that he had this policy since 1972. And 3 months ago, he stopped paying on it. She goes, well, honey, he died. And I'm like, why didn't you call us? She goes, why would I call you? So you'll find out, Mike, a lot of the old, even the younger generation, the one member of the family, the partner, there's one partner that pays the bills and does all the crappy stuff like that. And it was him. And she didn't even know he had a policy. I said, when are you available? I need to come to your house. She goes, how about Tuesday? I go, Tuesday, great. I'll be there. She happened to live only a mile and a half away from my home in South Buffalo. And I walked in there, Mike, with a check for $360,000. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to bring back your loved one. But instead of saying, oh my God, he's gone or she's gone, how am I going to pay the mortgage? Because most mortgages are predicated on 2 incomes. How am I going to buy food? How am I going to get the kids clothes? Little Jimmy needs new spikes. So instead of being able to take your time and mourn, you have to worry about stuff like that, which is kind of shitty. So if, like I said, it's not going to bring them back, but it'll give you a little buffer. And she goes, I can't believe he did this. I said, why? He took care of you when he was alive, right? She goes, yes. I go, well, he's still taking care of you. She broke down in tears. To this day, if I run into her in a supermarket or something in my neighborhood, she still comes over and gives me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. So she had all this cash. I wanted to make sure I could protect it for her. So I put her on a whole life for 10 years. And she was happy with that. So the following day, my phone rings. Who do you think it is, Mike?
It's her again?
Her son,
Oh,
the attorney.
no way.
Yes way. And I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? Because I was new in the business, And he goes, hey, Eddie, thank you very much for helping Mom out. He had me thinking. His dad worked at the steel mill in Lackawanna, New York. And he goes, I checked to see if he had a death benefit through the steel plant. And he had another $400,000. Do you think you can help Mom invest that? I'm like, maybe. So I ended up getting her into a high yield annuity, a fixed deferred annuity. So
Angry lines.
I called somebody, because they were slow paying their bill, and it turned into a large case. So a big thing that a lot of people have a problem with is you're going to judge people. It's just human nature. You're going to walk into some of these people's house. The guy last night I went to, I didn't think he had any money, and boy, he did. Another story is that a gentleman called me over to get more insurance. He already had insurance through us, but he felt he needed more. And I walk into the house. I'm like, oh my God. The walls and everything were yellowed from smoke.
No way.
Because he didn't smoke, but the wife did. But she smoked so much, he came up as a smoker on his physical. So I went through my presentation, and he goes, nah, you know what? If I die, I'll call you then. I'm like, if? What do you mean if? If you don't die, call me. I want to know how not to die too. So, yeah, I'm being a jerk. I'll buy it. So he pulls out his license, Mike, and guess what happened?
Expired?
It wasn't him.
No way.
He was in the witness protection program.
Hmm.
So, like I said, do you really know what you got yourself into in this career?
I think it was a fraud, right?
Or like, hey, think you could do better on your price? They think they're buying a car. I go, yeah, in New York State, I can give you a pen, and it's got to be a cheap pen because you can't do that either. So, am I scaring you, or am I giving you some knowledge?
No, it's knowledge. You got to watch out for whatever it is. But ultimately, what are the intentions? If they're good intentions,
That's the thing.
Is it an ultimate love letter that they're giving to their spouse, to their loved ones, their kids? That's the beauty in it.
And you got to be a listener, because if you're not, you're going to miss something. A lot of times I'll listen to hear what's important to that person and then tailor a solution for them that way. You know what I mean? So, and another cheap plug we're going to do, because I am a media whore. I love it. I won't teach you how to be a whore. I'll teach you how to be a media whore, though, Mike. How does that sound?
Hey, if the sponsors are paying for it.
Oh, this is
we're getting more listeners.
Yes,
and people are interested in what we have to say. Well, again, came up to this guy. We've seen some kind of potential. I'm like, and never did I ever actually think that
Look
he
where
has his own show.
Look at it, in less than a week how your life has turned around.
It is crazy. It is crazy. But
So talk. I want to talk about these guys. You know, these are great sponsor. EBIagency.com. This is actually our website, and I was just about to update it when you got in here because I didn't change it from 3,400 videos on YouTube to 3,500 yet, and I will do that later. But welcome to our herd. We are here to treat our clients like family and get them exactly what they need. Like Donnie Lowe says, it's not one size fits all. And as you see, we are affiliated with Combined Insurance, Experience Insurance, and Mike will be too, along with about 79 other companies. We have USA Benefits Group. We hooked ourselves up with Craig at EBI Agency. No, I'm EBI Agency. I don't even know who I am. At United K9, he has 12 locations in Texas. So trying to help people out. And how do you say this name? This woman's name?
Sharon Reuters.
You did it better than Donnie Lowe because Donnie Lowe always destroyed it, and Sharon won't let that go. That's one of my best buddies, Sharon Reuters. She is a real estate agent on the Vaughn team in Keller Williams in McKinney. So if you need a house, you need retail property, you need it to rent, Sharon's the one to get to. So love you, sis. And then we talk a little bit what we do: asset management, financial consultation, financial checkup. And the big one, Mike, you could have just went online and filled out stuff without even talking to me. Lucky you if you could do that. And then you got this guy here. Get to know us. We pride ourselves on treating all of our clients like family. Purchasing financial products can be stressful. We want to take all the stress out of your decision. We also want to educate with over 3,400 videos, which is 3,500 now, created to educate and entertain. Just click the microphone. That little guy right there. Mostly everything on our site is clickable. It'll take you right where you need to go. I also added Spotify that you can listen to all our episodes through Spotify. And I also did a carousel. You see all these dots under here? These are all episodes.
Nice.
So if a person that I don't want to go to all these different sites, you can get to all our content right through EBI Agency. One of the best products that you are gonna love. Have you heard of the out-of-pocket minimizer, Mike? Do you know what that is?
Sounds like I'm gonna save some money if I do.
Do you like paying co-pays for you, your wife, and your kids at the doctor?
Of course not.
Out-of-pocket minimizer will help you eliminate that. That's why, like I said, when I built this thing, I built it for the best products that I can find out there. Are there better ones out there? If I can find them, they're going to be part of EBI Agency, that's for sure. Just a little bit of artwork here. And with us being on the podcast, Mike, we have a lot of promo codes. Are you ready for this?
Do it.
Goes on forever, Mike.
Wow.
We're standing at about 67 right now. So it has all the contact information right there too. So what are your expectations now after every day you learn a little bit about me? You talked to Miggy Hernandez yesterday with Experience Financial. Nice guy. Hey, Miggy. Hi, buddy. He's been on the show a bunch of times too, actually.
So expectations would be, hey, just connect with anybody and everybody that needs a plan in place. Look for the opportunity where I could personalize that solution for you. And any of your other loved ones, your beneficiaries, people that you would think that, hey, anything that could really derail your goals in life, that make sure you have that plan in place, even for them. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe you could be the one that's owning that plan for them, that family member. That makes sense. Ultimately, it's looking after your family, your loved ones, the ones you care about the most, the ones that you call on Christmas, New Year's, check in on them every day.
We are looking to have a humongous 2026. Guess what time it is, Mike?
Time for
show's over. Your first show's in the can there, buddy boy. So big things coming for us here at EBI Agency and EBI Media. As of January 1st, we are going to have our own Roku channel. They're going to be on over 90 million devices in the United States, and worldwide, we're going to be on about 120 million.
Wow.
So you'll be able to go to the dashboard and see our icon for EBI and get whatever you need. Plus, on top of that, we're growing by leaps and bounds. If you need insurance, annuities, we can do that. If you ever thought that you would like to get into this business and didn't know much about it, or maybe it's not a fit for you, maybe you know somebody that's like, they can do what that Eddie Buffalo does. They're a pain in the ass like him. And then another friend is like, they're nice like that Mike guy. So, you know, I didn't give you a name yet. I think I'm going to start calling you Mike Scovill because I just like it, you know. But we're going to end the show like we end every other show. If you like working with people that are like you, have the same values that you do, have the same passion for life, and love your family as much as we do ours, we are definitely the people you need to work with. You can reach us by going to ebiagency.com, our beautiful website that we were just showing you. You can also email me at please. We're back. Yeah, so life is worth living, folks. What do you got to do, Mike?
Live life to the fullest. You never know when
No, you don't. You got to keep on fighting and live life to the fullest. So this show, we're going to do it as we onboard more people. Hopefully we'll have a lot of these shows. And thank you very much for spending time with us this morning. For your buddy Eddie Buffalo and Mike Scovill. Have a great day. And we'll see you next time.
God bless.
I like that, Mike. God bless. I like that. And Donnie usually says ciao. What do you want to say to say goodbye to people? Adios. No, I'm not going to say adios. Hasta pronto. What we're going to do? Hasta luego. That's good too. So take care, everybody. Bye.